Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
After a $20 million cut in their budget, the administration at DOE hopes round one of their own cuts will be enough to stop the wound from bleeding. According to DOE, that includes immediately cutting what they call low-hanging fruit that should have the least impact on the operations at local schools. First, the superintendent says they'll cut 10% of utility consumption, conserving lighting, air conditioning, water use, shutting down computers, and limiting photocopying. The second, a delay in new spending, like pre-K expansion.
We've been pushing for expansion to additional schools. Right now we have 4 schools serving 72 students. We had the authority and had identified funding to further expand to 5 schools, and those are D.L. Perez, Maria Ulloa, Agana Heights, PC Lujan, and then Inaran Elementary School. So the work was going to start this year on the construction, the renovation, and then we were going to open up the next school year. That, until we find the resources to support that, that initiative is going to have to be delayed.
Delaying pre-K expansion is $1 million in savings, but it's not close to enough. Other ideas include prolonging the hiring freeze for their central office and assistant principals, utilizing the Teason headquarters to lease to other government agencies, and leasing the PD property for commercial use, while DOE also looks at how they can sweep up available funding from other sources, like the $1.5 million Governor Eddie Calvo appropriated for school repairs, unused textbook funds, and a portion of the real property tax reserved to rebuild Simon Sanchez.
In the letter, there's a reference to the Simon Sanchez funds for renovation. Those are not funds related to, those are funds that were related to the lease back. However, because the process has stalled and the funds are not being utilized for the lease because no project has been completed, and we're at least 2 years away, we're asking the government, the agencies and the legislature to determine what the amount is in that reserved account, and to be able to utilize that to offset some of the cuts.
In his memo, he says the funds for Sanchez add up to $8.5 million reserved annually for GDOE. But the ultimate goal is quality education.
We're not going to be able to address all these issues without touching on the classrooms, but as we go through these discussions, we want to make sure our kids are safe, that the kids have a teacher in their classroom, and that they have an opportunity to learn.
But round 2 of cuts, he admits, won't be as forgiving. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.